Hello everybody, welcome to Band Productions and welcome to Conrail. This is going to be another unboxing video. The next unboxing video, Mr. Pictovid, and as so many other people call him, Mr. Pictovid, have requested that he wants to see my face when I do the next unboxing video. Not sure why. I guess he wants to see the shock on my face as, you know, okay, wow, I can't believe I got me this. I got me this? What a surprise. I'm so shocked. This is so awesome. I really got me this? I'm shocked. So, I'm guessing that's what he wants to see, but I know what I got me. At any rate, so I like picking on Mr. Pictovid, but he does a lot of G-scale videos mainly. He has done some O-gauge videos. So check out Mr. Pictovid or Mr. Pictovid, whichever name you want to use, YouTube channel, and check him out. He's done a video on Conrail Museum, which is a huge O-gauge museum, and I would like to get there one day. I was actually planning on getting there this year before COVID hit, but one day I'll get there. But at any rate, so we're going to go ahead and unbox this. And we have a new toy here to use. So here we are. We're using another knife here. This is, for those who don't know, I collect knives. These are simulated. I'm not going to call out what they are. You can obviously see what those are because YouTube bots will probably flag me for saying it, but obviously you know what these are, but that's just simulated. So, yeah, I'm really going to use this knife. I always pretend, yeah, I'm going to use this, and then I say, no, I'm not, but yeah, I am. So why not? I was always taught to respect knives, so, you know, I'm not afraid of them. So we'll go ahead and unbox this here. And what we got here is we have a package from Mr. Muffins. Yes, Mr. Muffins is a real name. Sometimes when I post that, hey, I just got this from Mr. Muffins, people think that I'm kidding around. And I'm not. Mr. Muffins is a real train store, and so he does have a brick and mortar store. We'll put that knife off to the side. And he's owned, or Mr. Muffins is owned by a real nice guy, Stephen R. Nelson. For those who don't know, Mr. Muffins bought out Corber, which that side over there is a Corber kit. So Mr. Muffins bought Corber out, and he does continue making the Corber model kits. And Mr. Muffins also assembles and puts together the Ameritown kits, so he does that as well. And Mr. Muffins has a YouTube channel, so check him out. He has a nice huge indoor O-gauge display, which he does quite a few videos on, and he even done a few how-to videos. So he's pretty informative, and I like his channel, so I do recommend him. Check him out and subscribe to him. So, okay, what do we have here? No, I got me this. So, there you go, Mr. Pictovid. There's my shocker face. But, alright, so what we have here, and I know I'm doing this in another room because right now, the room I usually do this in is a disaster, and I'm going to reveal that later. But what we have here, and we'll take this and put this up and check it out, is the brand new Lionel smoking mechanical reefer, the 57-foot mechanical reefer, and it's in the Conrail road name. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but this is real. It's not fantasy, and I'll explain that here in a minute. But the Conrail mechanical reefer, Conrail really did have, or was experimenting with a couple of these, but we'll talk about that once we get it out of the box. So, I normally don't pull these out of the box on video, but heck, I'm already here, might as well, right? So we'll go ahead and take it out of the box. And while I'm taking this out of the box, I got a question for the viewers out there. What makes unboxing videos so popular? I see all the big channels doing this, small channels doing them. I never thought in a million years by opening a box up, people would be so excited about that, but or else I would be doing a lot more unboxing videos than I have already done. For me, it's like Christmas. Every time I get the box on the step, I'm like, oh, I gotta open it now. So I get it as far as the sunroom, and then in the sunroom, I already have a knife there, and I cut it open, and I put it on the layout, and I'm done. So, yeah, I'm like a kid on Christmas, and I'll go ahead and open this up. So this is a smoking reefer. You will have an eyedropper, so make sure you got smoke fluid around. Hopefully this thing has got some kind of instructions with it, unless they're on inside here. Alright, and I don't see any, so I'll unpack this here. Alright, so I've got to go online and see if there's instructions, because there's definitely not any inside the box. Now normally I don't run the smoke unit on anything, but oh, here they are. They're on the back side. Toss that to the side, but for this video I think it would be neat to run the smoke unit just so you guys and myself can see the effect of the smoke unit. So this will probably be the first and only time that I run it. So like I said, we'll be back. We'll put this on the track. We'll talk a little bit about the history behind the real deal, and then we'll try the smoke unit and see what it looks like. But this piece is out of the last Lionel catalog, so this is going to be kind of like cool to see this. Oh, okay. I did not know that this had sounds in it. Generator switch. They didn't advertise it for sounds, not that I see. I know they advertise it as smoking. Well, that's what I get for. Does it really have sounds? I really am shocked at. Yeah. Well, apparently I didn't read the entire. I didn't read the entire description of this when I bought it. I just thought these were smoking, but apparently, according to the instructions, this has sound in it as well. And it does have the volume knob on it. So this is going to be really, really, not really am surprised. I did surprise myself after all. How about that? Alright, let's get this on the track. And I'll read through the instructions, or constructions, as we always said in Jersey, South Jersey, at any rate. Alright, so let me get it on the track and we'll be right back. So I'm reading the instructions on where to put the smoke fluid, because I don't see any hatch on the top. And boy, does this look like a pain in the butt to do. So I'm going to scan down here and hopefully be able to get it. Inside there, there we go. It is so hard to get proper lighting in here. You see where that handle is at on the inside of the freight car? You gotta sort of like grab that handle, maybe with a pair of tweezers, and pull that, there you go, and pull that access door out. That's where the smoke unit is at. So they put it on the inside of the car, so you're definitely going to need an eyedropper that they provided you to do this with. And yeah, that looks like a pain, but let's try it. I'll pull it open so we can see what it looks like. Alright, so it wasn't as bad as I thought. The door is actually on two magnets, so that makes it pretty easy. And there's your access hole for your smoke unit on the inside. And they tell you to add 10 to 12 drops of fluid, which we'll do before we get started here. And let's get the fluid in it and let's get it fired up. Alright, so I added about 10 to 12 drops of fluid, and as I kind of figured that wasn't too bad as long as you use the eyedropper that they gave you, although it can be a pain. But so that's the only way you're getting smoke fluid in this. You're not using the eyedropper out of the smoke fluid jar that you would normally do with your locomotives. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and power this up. And from my understanding with the directions, the smoke is supposed to come out of the door there. There's a minimum and a maximum. I got it set on max. I had the smoke unit turned on, and I had the generator sound turned on. So that explains why these are so expensive between the smoke unit and the generator. And we'll go ahead and fire this thing up. Alright, so let's get this show on the road. Let's fire up the track and see what this thing does. And I can see the smoke how it's starting to come out. Let's get a close look at that. And I'm guessing that's supposed to resemble cold air coming out. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is smoke starting to billow out. Oh, the reefer unit. It's kind of cool. This is a neat conversation piece, something you would probably show off to your friends or guests while you're here, but more than likely it will be on the shelf most of the time for me. But it's kind of neat, and smoke is coming out the inside of this, and like I said, to resemble cold air, or to simulate cold air coming out. And she's smoking pretty good right now. Get another angle on it. Alrighty, let's turn it off and talk a little bit more about it. So, when this was first released, people were asking what the smoke was supposed to, simulate. And I was one of them, but now that I'm seeing this in action, it does not simulate the exhaust coming from the engine. The smoke simulates cold air, or the frozen air, or extremely cold air coming out, on a warm day. For those who don't know, I work in the trucking industry for a food processing company that holds their own products, so I keep the trucks and the trailers rolling. So we have refrigerated trailers, and when they're set to 20 degrees, and you open up the doors on a hot summer day, you're going to have all this white smoke billowing out of the back of the trailer. It's not exhaust smoke, it's like a fog of cold air. So that's what the smoke unit is supposed to do on these Lionel mechanical reefers. Simulate the fog of cold air rolling out on a warm summer day on a refrigerator car. Alright, so this is, like I said, it's a neat piece. For those who aren't familiar with these, let me show you something real quick. So on the side of the refrigerator car, it does have a access door that does open, and there you go. And it shows the engine. So a lot of these 57-foot mechanical reefer cars, or pretty much all of them, had a 2-cylinder diesel engine. They pretty much, I believe, don't quote me to it, was a 253 series diesel or 271. I think it was a 271 series diesel engine that was in these. And that would just pretty much power the a mechanical refrigerated unit in there and drive it. Unfortunately, the 57-foot mechanical reefer became very inefficient, and railroads were losing a lot of business to the trucking. So Trinity Rail Services actually came out with a cool design, and they came out with a 64-foot reefer, but it has the unit like what's on a refrigerated trailer for a truck you would see today. It has a unit on one end of it. So, and they added a lot more insulation to them. So the Trinity 64-foot refrigerator car is a lot more efficient than these are, and most of these have been scrapped. You see one or two pop up once in a while. Alright, so let's talk about the Conrail unit itself. Did Conrail really have a 60 or 57-foot mechanical reefer? Yes, they were experimenting with them. So let me read off some information to you guys. Alright, so I'm going to read off on a website from the Conrail Historical Society. Shout out to them. They do a lot of great research on Conrail locomotives and rolling stock, and so we will read from a little bit from there. So, while not a major portion of Conrail's roster, they did own a handful of mechanical reefers, including the experimental 359020, which is what you see here. What was so special about the Conrail number 359020, it was, I believe, the only one that they were experimenting with a satellite tracking system to monitor the car's location and temperature. And I believe Conrail was the very first one to do something like this. Okay, so the Conrail 359020 mechanical reefer is technically preserved at the Danbury Railway Museum. It was part of a pilot program for GPS tracking of freight cars. It is somewhat an orphan car because, you know, from the now defunct CR organization. And then somebody else remarked to that, and this was all from the Railway Preservation News, and I'm doing this on my phone so I can't see the dates. So this information I found goes back from 2009. So that's what I'm reading it from. So all this information I'm telling you is from 2009. So I don't know if it's still there or not. So it goes on, somebody else goes on to say it's stored, but we don't consider it preserved as it is really just rotting, rusting out under the ownership of an organization that went defunct long ago. It's really a sad story, but one for another time. I hope somebody saved it at that point in time. So, somebody's saying it was preserved, and somebody's saying it really wasn't. It was just stored there and falling apart. So, all right. So put that in your comments if you know any more information about this. Just put it in the comments.
So how accurate
I'd
is
love to
the
hear
Lionel
what
paint
you
scheme?
guys have to
I
say
happened to
about
run
it.
across a couple photos of this car in 2009 when it was sitting in storage, and apparently the only thing I could find wrong was the fact that Lionel painted the engine door blue, but on the real unit it was actually white. Other than that, they did a pretty accurate paint job. I guess you could have something 3D printed to simulate the GPS tracking unit on top. But yeah, Lionel did a pretty good job, and hopefully somebody saved this unit from being destroyed or rotting away.
And I thank everybody for watching another Dakman Productions video and enjoying Conrail Rail during this COVID shutdown. Also, I would like to hear more from the viewers. Put in the comments why you like unboxing videos so much. I am very interested to see what you guys have to say. So let me know why you guys like unboxing videos so much. So I'd like to hear from you guys on that. And if you like Dakman Productions videos, please subscribe to them and hit the like button. That helps out my channel so much. And thanks again for joining me today. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.